So before you quit your job or go all in to become a life insurance agent in 2025, I want to share with you 5 things that you must know that will guarantee help you make a better decision, ultimately avoid the mistakes that I made as a life insurance agent. I was lied to. I quit my job and I had to find out the hard way. I lost nearly $20,000 my first few months in this business because I did not know and I felt like I was tricked. So I want to share with you 5 things that you can do before you make the jump so that you're not tricked, that you're not lied to, and ultimately you're not put in a terrible position financially, because I lost a lot of money. I don't want you to do that too. So the first thing that you can do to guarantee or help you make a better decision before leaving your job to work with a life insurance company is to make sure, number 1, you speak to 3 to 5 agents on the team that you're about to join. So before you sign the contract, or before you quit your job, or before you go all in, speak or reach out to anybody that's a part of that team. Now, the thing is, when it comes to life insurance, what they don't tell you in the beginning is that yes, you can make all this money theoretically, but are there people actually on your team? Are there people in the business that you're about to start actually making a lot of money? And I wish I would have just connected. Hey, can you add me to your spaces? Can you add me to the Zoom chats? Can you add me to like Slack? And is there like 3 to 5 people that I can speak to and just ultimately learn about their success? And ultimately, can I just speak to them? And then when you speak to these 3 to 5 agents, you can just ask, hey, how's it been going? How's the leadership? How's the training? Are you actually making money? Are you doing well for yourself? And ultimately, if you had to work here again, would you continue to work here again? And typically, number 1, red flag is the company that I joined, no one would probably spoke to me. That's a red flag. If no one on your team, if your recruiter can't put you with someone to speak to, 3 to 5 people, red flag, run, don't join full time. Or number 2, if someone speaks to you and you just get that weird feeling like, man, this is weird, or something's not going right here, run. Your gut is more important. Trust that gut. And if I had done this, I would have known from the beginning, don't make the jump. So first and foremost, speak to 3 to 5 people on your team before you jump in. Secondly, you must have this. You must have 6 to 12 months in savings built up before you make the leap. Okay. For me, I quit everything. Okay. I remember sitting down with my boss at the time. I was in my 20s, 19. I listened to this podcast. You're going to make $300,000 per year selling life insurance. All you're doing is selling life insurance. Come get started. So I signed up, got started, listened to the testimonials that come to find out probably weren't even real. And I remember I met with him. I was like, hey man, I'm going to go ahead and jump fully into the life insurance business. Thanks for, all that you've done for me. I'm only making $100,000 here, but I want to go ahead and make, over $300,000 like this podcast told me. So I'm going to leave. And come to find out, I burned my bridges. I was like, man, I got to go all in. So my first 3 months, I lost nearly $20,000. I'm going to share with you why in a second. But ultimately, if I didn't have the money, if I didn't have the resources built up, I would have never made it through the industry. And for months after months after months of struggling, I realized that you need to have some type of reservations when you're getting started as a life insurance agent. What you see is not what you're going to get. You're not going to come in, start making $20,000 off the get. There's a ramp up period that comes with being a life insurance agent that more people need to know about. You're not going to start, learn the systems, learn the underwriting, learn the quoting, learn the toolkits, learn everything, and make $10,000, $20,000 your first month. There's no way if you've never done it before. There was a training period. It took me over 15 days to ever make my first sale, and I still sucked. 3 months it took of just trying to figure out on my own pen before I actually started becoming profitable as a life insurance agent. And the only thing that actually kept me afloat in this business was knowing that I could, go a year or year and a half, 2 years, losing $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 because I've invested in saving and living below my means prior to becoming a life insurance agent. But if I only had, $5,000 in my bank account and I joined the business and I only had $5,000 to live off, feed my family and jump in, I would have probably never made it because I would have had to take a different route. If you're getting started as a life insurance agent, what can create ammunition and create fuel to allow you to become really successful here as an agent is allowing yourself to have a cash reserve to deploy and make sure that you can live off for a little bit before you can go all in, before you can start growing and making the money that you want as a life insurance agent. But no one told me that. Everyone's like, Peter, you're going to make all this money. Life's going to be good. You're going to retire your parents. But come to find out, I lost a ton of money in the beginning. And I wish the only thing that really saved me was having that money saved up. Now, the third thing that is really important that you must know before you make the leap is, are you going the business owner route or are you going the employee route? 90% of MLM, 3-letter MLMs, life insurance companies, they're going to teach you to become a business owner. Now, what this means is that they're going to teach you to recruit. They're going to teach you how to generate your own leads. They're going to teach you how to sell. They're going to teach you how to get residuals. And all this stuff sounds really attractive. Build your own team, come in here, make all this money, and then have a downline and just sit back and rake in all this money. That's complete lie. There's so much that you have to learn. There's so much that goes into that. There's so many skills that you have to develop. And all right now you are seeing before you make the jump is all the sexy, fun stuff. You're seeing the stuff that just makes your eyes just light up. And it's like the girl that you first went on the date. She's going to show you the best version of herself. And every single day, it's probably going to go down and down and down and down because this is what they want you to do. They want to recruit you. So they're going to sell you all the dream. Okay. So if you're going into the business owner model, just know that you have to learn all these skills to be successful. And for me, this was scary because I thought I was getting signed up to just start selling life insurance. I'm going to call leads and make money. Next thing I know is I'm, having to recruit, or they're telling me to like call my friends and family and like find people to come work with me. And I just didn't want to do that. So when you are getting started, just know if you're going that entrepreneurial route that you have to wear all the hats. You have to manage your clients. You have to recruit. You have to, sell still. You have to, work with retention to save your clients. And there's different hats that you have to wear. So before you go full time, are you going into that route? And are you actually a business owner? Have you been a business owner your whole life? Do you have the skills to be a business owner? If so, great. But if not, be very careful, because the second model out there that is less traditional is what's called the employee model. And this is for people that just want to plug into systems and just sell. So to be an employee model, they're going to provide you, the leads, they're going to provide you the systems, they're going to provide you the, all the tools, the training and everything. And if that's the model that you want to go after, make sure that you're asking before you get started, am I going to have to build my own business? Am I going to recruit? Or am I going to just get trained to sell life insurance at a high level and not worry about all the back end stuff? And if that's the case, then you can help make a better decision. But I was surprised. I was hit over the head by all these different skills that I had to learn, and it's scary, and they don't tell you about this. So that's why I want to add this into the video. Now, the fourth thing is don't jump ship after just one sale. For 15 days, I was grinding and I finally make a sale. And I made that sale and it was like the best feeling ever. I ran into my brother's room across the hall. I'm like, bro, we are going to be rich. I just made $3,000. Man, I'm going all in. Let's go ahead and we're going to make all this money. And I posted the sale in the leaderboard, like the spaces chat where everyone posts their sales, and everyone's giving me this positive feedback. You're awesome. $3,000. You're balling. Money sign, money sign, money sign. I was like, this feeling came over me like, this is it. My life has changed. And this is the honeymoon phase that I want to describe to you. Do not just make this decision over one sale, because after that sale, I went to that business owner. I was like, hey man, my mentor at the time was like, I'm going to jump ship. I'm going to do this full time. And that was after one sale. So I went 15 days going from working full time to making this business work on the part time. So I'd work from 7 to 3. And then from 3 to 8, I was doing this part-time. And I made one sale. And after that one sale, I made the decision, which was so dumb. But come to find out, that sale actually wasn't a sale. I want to share with you one warning here. It's a C word that you have to learn. But what I want to share with you is that after just one sale, I made that decision. Yet, I didn't know all the truths about the business. Yet, I didn't know the real aspects of the business. Yet, I didn't know how to actually make money. So what I would have done differently, and what you should do before you jump ship, is make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. I wish I would have saw my bank account going up before I made the decision. I wish I saw my results increasing before making a decision. And I wish I would have made the decision based off of data, like real raw data, rather than just an emotion or a feeling. I just was like, man, I'm on top of the world. Everyone's giving me praise. My brother's so excited for me. I'm all hyped. Let's go ahead and quit. But I shouldn't have done that. I should have actually seen myself actually make real money and real results before I made the decision. Now, this is contrary to what everyone tells you. Jump in, go all in. Sure, if you have the money saved, if you have the resources saved, if you have the skill set, like actually know how to sell, actually know how to manage pipelines, you're a sales professional, different story. But for me at the time, I didn't know anything about life insurance, and I was going all in and making this huge bet that I didn't know what I was signing up for. And that's what I want to share with you guys. If you don't have the skill set yet, continue to grow, continue to develop the skill before you actually have the confidence to jump full time. And the fifth thing that I didn't realize that no one told me about, what actually made me feel really tricked, is because remember how I told you I went in my brother's room? I was like, hey bro, I made $3,000. Actually, I made $0. And that's because The fifth thing that you must understand before making this decision is you must understand what a chargeback is. Now, chargebacks can ruin your life. Okay, let me be honest with you. You can rack up chargebacks, and I never even knew what this is. So I made this sale, I posted the sale, and then when the client actually was signed up to make the payment for her life insurance, she never made the payment. So what I had to do is that I got $3,000 from the insurance company. I saw the money in my bank account, but they actually said, hey, now you owe us $3,000 back. So I had to go back in my bank account. I had to wire the money back from my checking account to, I can't say the name, but a company with a letter A, owing them, hey, that I owe you $3,000 because my client actually didn't make the payment. So this is a huge deal because I didn't know anything like this. And what a chargeback basically means is that if your clients stop paying for their policies, you owe them money. If your client never makes their payment for their policies, you owe them money. For 12 months, your client is required to pay for their policy for life insurance for 12 months before you owe them a chargeback, or 9 months, depending on what your advance is. Okay, so you need to understand this. You're not just going to sell life insurance. You're not going to just call people, make a sale, and that money is yours. You can sell 5 policies, none of them make their payments, all of them cancel their payments after the first month, and you can owe thousands and thousands of dollars. And going back to the second point, if you have the money saved, it gives you a little bit of relief. It gives you a little bit of, less worry, but just know that chargebacks are important. And chargebacks can come in multiple phases too. Chargebacks can come in your own portion of your business when you're selling life insurance on your own pen. Remember earlier, I talked about building your own business and recruiting people. Let's say the people that you recruit come in and get a ton of chargebacks and then they leave. You're then responsible for their debt. You sign a contract saying, hey, I'm recruiting these people, and if they leave, I am responsible to pay the insurance company any chargeback that they have. So check this out. You can recruit 10 people, come in, they can make all these sales, they get all these chargebacks, and they're like, this industry sucks, and they leave. And guess what? You're hit with 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 of chargebacks. So before you buy into this business, build a business model that I talked about in point number 3, before you buy into entrepreneurship, just know that entrepreneurs get rich because they're willing to take on a lot of risk. And if you are not in a position where you can take on a lot of risk, you don't have the stomach for risk, and you don't have the skill set to handle and mitigate risk, that you are setting yourself up for massive failure and massive amounts of risk. And ultimately, could be huge detriment to your finances as well. So I just want to share with you guys the 5 things that I wish I knew. Just to break them down really quick, I wish I spoke to someone first, 3 to 5 people about what it's actually like being an agent and get me real results. Number 2, I am fortunate enough that I had the money saved in a bank account where I could take the risk for 12 months and be okay. But if I didn't, I would have been very, very scared. Number 3 is that I wish I knew what model I was signing up with. Was I going the business model, ownership model, or the employee model? Number 4, before I would have jumped ship, I wish I would have made more than just one sale and called it quits and went all in. I wish I'd actually had real data and evidence that I can do this thing before I make this emotional decision with no evidence to back me up. Or number 5, I wish I would have learned what a chargeback was earlier, because I had to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of chargebacks on really early on in this business because I never was taught. And I was tricked, because who wants to tell you the ugly things of this business? Who wants to tell you the unsexy things about what actually it is? And a lot of these 3-letter MLMs, insurance companies, don't want to tell you the truth because they know if they tell you the truth, most people won't join. So they hide it all until you figure it out. And when you finally figure it out, your honeymoon phase will deteriorate. You'll see the truth. Your lenses will change on your eyes, and you actually see through the BS, and you'll probably leave and you'll quit because the industry is set up for you guys typically to fail. So love you guys. Hope this helps before you quit. I hope this video gives you a lot of confidence to either make a better decision and avoid the mistakes that I made as an agent, so you can win as a life insurance agent in 2025. Cheers.